Most people treat their LinkedIn profile like a digital resume, and then they wonder why they're not booking any sales calls or driving additional revenue through their LinkedIn. But your profile is not a CV or resume, but it should be a landing page. And right now, it's probably bleeding leads that you cannot track. I personally have audited over 300 LinkedIn profiles and LinkedIn strategies over the last 2 years, and 90% of them make the same 3 mistakes that lead to leaking conversions. And when you fix these 3 things, like we did with Jason Tang, who went from 0 inbound calls to 11 qualified calls in 9 days, your profile becomes a 24/7 client collecting machine. And in this video, I'm going to share you how you can transform your LinkedIn profile from dead real estate into a funnel that books qualified calls on autopilot. So let's dive in. So this is what I will cover. I will start with explaining what the overarching principle is of setting up your LinkedIn profile so it can collect leads. We'll go over the profile black hole. We'll go over the 3 profile killers, some parts you need to fix, right? Then we'll go over the profile to pipeline framework, which goes from problem, agitate, solution, proof, and to the call to action. And then we'll go over the backend machine on how you can start booking calls from your profile. And at the end, I'll explain some interesting results I've seen for other clients and things you haven't known so far, and a couple secrets as well that we implement with our clients. If you want access to a full AI prompt library of all the AI prompts we use, over 150 and 37 resources in total on how you can optimize your profile and your whole LinkedIn strategy through AI. It's also included a funnel audit personalized to your specific situation is also included, where you get the full 30 to 90 day roadmap on how you can improve your LinkedIn strategy. Alongside all these prompts and these resources, you get a personalized deep dive in your LinkedIn profile. And click the first link in the description. If you want access to this Miro board, also check the links in the description. First, how do you turn your LinkedIn profile in a client getting landing page, right? Your profile, possibly right now, is looking like a CV or a resume, which means that you explain things you have done in the past, and it's all about you. I have done this, I have worked here, I have this experience, I have this, I have that, I can do copywriting, I can do funnel building. But it doesn't speak to your ideal client, right? It needs to speak to the person you want to attract. So we change it into a landing page where you speak to your ideal client and their pain points and their problems and make them understand that you are the person to solve it. And I've personally audited over 300 LinkedIn profiles in the past 2 years, and 90% of them make the same 3 mistakes that kill conversions before they even start. And when you fix these 3 things, like we did with Jason, you could book 11 qualified calls in 9 days. So what happens when a user clicks your profile, right? They enter your profile black hole. And the problem with your profile potentially is that you have a broken user journey. So what happens is that a visitor kind of likes your posts or your authority, things you discuss, videos you post, content you create, and they click on your profile. And then they bounce because your headline is generic, your about section is a resume, you don't have a call to action. Like, they don't know where to go. They think like, oh, it's just another random person that is looking for a job potentially and not a business owner. So the result is that the visitor leaves and you lose the lead forever, because the next time they see you, they think right away, because the frame is set, they think, okay, this guy was that guy from the past, same story. So the frame is not set properly. So potentially is that you're posting consistently, getting engagement, and people are visiting your profile, but the calendar's empty because your profile isn't optimized for conversion, but it's optimized for nothing. Like, it's not optimized, right? If you don't optimize it, you can also expect no results. So there's a math of misery. It means that the average LinkedIn profile gets viewed 10 to 20 times per week if you're posting regularly. A profile gets viewed around 5 to 8,000 times. I think it's over 30 days. So imagine if you could capture just a small percentage of all those people if you're posting consistently. So say you have profile views, 40 to 80, right, here, a month, and your conversion rate is 0, you get 0 leads. But say you have a 10% conversion rate because you optimize your profile. Those same profile viewers, you don't need to do anything else for them. They're just always there. You always have a percentage that clicks your profile. Say you have 10%, that leads to 4 to 8 leads a month, right? So 8 leads times your lifetime value of a potential client is the money you're currently losing. But most people, they convert at 0% because they don't have a system, right? They don't have anything in place for that. So it's kind of like the empty store metaphor. So if you don't have signs outside, that means like a generic headline, for example, on your LinkedIn profile, or you have random stuff on the walls, which means a unoptimized featured section, or you don't have a checkout counter, which is a missing call to action booking link. So all these problems lead to someone not buying at your store and the store being empty, right? If you don't have signs, no signage, people don't know you exist. They won't hop on in. If you have random stuff on the walls, they don't know that your restaurant is actually a Texas themed restaurant, or your restaurant is a Italian restaurant, so they don't know that the pizza is the best that they should order, right? Quick example. If you don't have a checkout counter, it will be really hard to make money inside your restaurant. So an important insight is that you don't get a notification when someone leaves confused, right? You don't see that someone doesn't understand what your profile is positioned as. And you think your content is the problem. But sometimes, or actually most of the times, the content is fine, but the landing page or profile is broken. You have the best content in the world, but if you don't like communicate what you do properly on your profile, the moment they hop on your profile, they don't understand the connection either between the content and the profile, right? It's like a miscommunication. So third thing is that you fall into the identity trap, which means that titles like founder, consultant, or CEO, they just describe who you are. That's about you again. It's not about what you can help me solve. It's not about what you do for them. Like, what can you help them solve? For example, my about section here is your content is getting views, but your revenue still inconsistent. Let's fix that. Like, go through your about section, go through your tagline, and count how many times you are using the word I. You can pause the video now. Count it. Chances are high you use it a lot if you don't have an optimized profile. But you don't want to talk about I. You need to talk about you, your, the other person, right? Your content is getting views, but your revenue is still inconsistent. Let's fix that with a downwards arrow. So they click this see more. And if they click the see more, the whole about section falls out, and there's the problem agitation solution. The PAS framework makes them also emotionally triggered, but I'll go into that in a second as well. So you won't get any notifications why your content isn't performing, right? But the content isn't the problem, but your profile is. The difficult part is, of course, that you don't know what the problem is, but if you optimize it, you actually know that is not the issue. You can check that off. So how do you fix these leads? You have 3 profile killers, and I'll go through them one by one to make sure you fix all of them. Killer 1 is your headline. For example, founder at ABC agency, or helping businesses grow, or marketing expert. That's all about you. And nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. Because they are searching for someone who can solve their Monday morning problem. And the Monday morning problem is the thing that keeps your ideal client up at night. It's that problem they wake up on Monday and they think, oh yeah, I have this problem this week, and I've had it last week as well, and I've had it the week before that as well. Like every single Monday, they think about that problem. And for a B2B founder, that might be I'm posting on LinkedIn, but my calendar is empty. My example. For a consultant, it might be I'm stuck doing 10K months and I can't break through 30K. They are at 10, they want to go to 30. For an agency owner, it might be I can't scale past 5 clients without burning out. That's their problem. They have a problem. What that they're thinking about. So, for example, Farhan Memon, before he had a LinkedIn coach helping entrepreneurs grow. And I think even like before that, to be more specific, he had like helping entrepreneurs be lead better by reframing their identity. I think he had something like identity coach, identity consultant, and that was really vague because I would not think that if I have an issue with, for example, I feel like I'm too fat, I eat too much and I don't go to the gym, I would not think that I have an identity problem. I think I have a problem with not going to the gym or with not eating well. Identity is like one layer deeper that the person itself doesn't think about. So you need to be more concise and talk in the language of your ideal client. And that means being more specific. And more specific in his case was saying, I help coaches get 5 to 7 qualified calls per week from LinkedIn without cold DMs using my 3S system. That's super specific. And then even now, we keep optimizing this, and now it's even not calls, but it's leads. So because we realize that people that hop on his profile, they're not actually looking for calls, because calls is like the step that happens after leads. Most of the time it is leads, or like it's attraction. So it's a view. Let's just do a view. It's a view going to leads, going to calls. And he noticed that the people he was speaking to, they didn't really need calls, but they needed leads. They didn't understand that like calls was also an option. They wanted to have leads. So we changed that now as well. So it's like a newer version. But Farhan went from inconsistent 10K month to 34K week after we rebuilt his profile and system. And most people, they think that the headline needs to be, yeah, about the credentials. So me again, I. So award-winning consultant with 15 years of experience, or make it too broad. Like I help businesses succeed online. Yeah, okay, everybody does that basically. So a good framework for this, I help ICP achieve result without pain using mechanism. I help X achieve Y without pain. So specific ICP is not businesses or entrepreneurs, but be specific. And I'll go over these examples in a second. A specific result is not grow or succeed, but be specific. Specific number, specific industry, head count, position, feeling even, like a pain they actually have or a state they want to be in. Not businesses, but businesses within USA that run on an outbound team in offshore and have higher than 15 headcount. I don't know. Right, just making something up, but be really specific and base that on your prior experience of working with people. So base it on case studies, pull them in, position it around that. Don't just pull it out of thin air. I have a whole specific other video on my profile on how you can pinpoint your ICP and your offer to make sure that it hits with other previous persons you have worked with, previous clients. So as well, what is their common pain or objection? What are they trying to avoid? And what is your unique mechanism? So what is your system called? And this creates curiosity that you have a specific system that can help them. So an example is I help B2B consultants book 8 to 12 qualified calls per month from LinkedIn without cold emails using the predictable revenue system. That's ours. So I help B2B consultants and business owners book 8 to 12 qualified calls per month from LinkedIn without cold DMs. And we have a predictable revenue system. The second one is I help agency owners scale past 30K a month without burning out using the client flow framework. Or I help coaches fill their calendars with qualified calls using content that converts, no ads, no cold outreach. See how more specific this is than I help businesses grow. Way more specific. And each one speaks to a specific person. And it promises a specific result, addresses a specific pain, and hints at a unique method. And that's what converts, because then it's vivid in their mind. They can see it. So what's the second killer? Second killer is a call to action. There's no next step. You don't guide them through something and position the next step. So if you don't tell people what to do next, they won't do anything because they'll just float on your profile, look around. But yeah, or you have a let's connect button that goes nowhere. But for example, Melissa, we did a small profile rebuild and she had some random posts on her feature section. But then we added two clear call to actions in her feature section, which is a lead magnet, AI bot for LinkedIn profile optimization. And then we had a get my free AI profile optimizer, which got 178 opt-ins in the first month. And then a secondary call to action, which is a direct call booking link, which is not a strategy call. We position it actually as an audit. So you provide free value and make an offer of the audit call itself. They're all like mini offers. And then a feature section became a mini landing page. So I'll go in deeper as well on how you structure this. I have a whole strategy over here on the VSLs and the lead magnets, so you can build this out yourself. But the feature section should always have a low commitment lead magnet and a high commitment booking link. And this is so you can target the whole buyer's pyramid entirely. So you always have, you probably heard this a lot of times, by creating a high commitment booking link, you target the 3% that is ready to buy. They will book in a call, have a chat with you, potentially buy. But the 97% down here, they're not. But you still want to capture their intent and help them and warm them up gradually until they are ready to be in that 3%. So you are in control of this entire pyramid and boost them up. So you'll create a low commitment lead magnet, which is a valuable lead magnet, right? A free tool, template, checklist, or like with Melissa, we did a profile audit tool. And as well, you'll create a high commitment booking link, which is a high intent thing when they can directly get on a calendar with you with 4 people that are ready to talk now, which is clear, simple, and conversion focused. You don't need more than this. This is it. Super simple. Then on the killer 3, which is the third problem we need to solve, is the about section. Now, nobody wants to read your work history. We've gone over this just now, but they want to know, can you help me? Have you helped people like me? And what is the next step? Super clear. So your about section should follow the PAS framework, and what it should not do is this. I am a passionate entrepreneur with 10 years of experience in digital marketing. I have worked with companies across various industries, including tech, finance, and healthcare. I graduated from XYZ University with a degree in business administration, and in my free time, I enjoy hiking and reading. Okay, you could be my neighbor, I guess, but it's not a sales page. So a template we follow is problem, agitation, solution, proof, call to action. So it's the PAS framework: problem, agitation, solution, PAS. So what pain does your ideal client have? And this immediately resonates with your ideal client because they are thinking, yeah, that's me. Okay. So problem is that we help solve is your content is getting views, but your calendar is still empty. That's a problem because you are getting views, but you don't have cash. So we build a backend conversion system so we can help you get those conversions. Then secondary, why is that pain getting worse or costing them money? So explain to them that it can only get worse and worse and worse if they don't take action now. And this also immediately resonates with your audience and they are nodding along, right? You're showing up, you're posting, your offer is good, but you're still chasing leads in cold DMs. Waste time. So what's the solution? How do you solve it and what results have you gotten? So this is how you solve it. Notice the without statements, and those address their objections before they even think about them. So I explain here what I do. I help B2B founders install a simple LinkedIn system that turns profile views into booked calls without ads, without cold outreach, and without a giant team, which is all objections they might have thoughts about. They might think, oh, he installs this whole system. Who is going to manage the system? Maybe I need a giant team to manage this system. But that's not the case because we install and manage it for you. Now then you need to transition into proof. So use real names, real numbers, and real results. And that's actually what build trust. If you just name like result X gotten for a entrepreneur in recruitment space, that's way less authoritative than saying result X gotten for Jason Tang. That's direct, specific. So in the past 12 months, I've helped clients like Farhan Raymond book 43 calls from one post, and Nico Jacobs close 8K in 2 weeks with only 1,600 followers. That's like results that you think, wow. And if Nico can do it with 1,600 followers, then you can do it as well with 1,000. So then at the very end, you add a call to action. You say, hey, if you want to see how this would work in your business, click the link below to book a free funnel audit. Or you can say, if you want to see how this would work in your business, send me a DM with the keyword grow in capital letters, and I will ask you a couple questions to see if I can help you out, which would make them approach you and take a next step, which is what you want. So this structure works because it mirrors the way people actually make buying decisions, and they need to know you understand their problem. And so they need to see you've solved it before and need to know what to do next. Be super clear about the next steps. So what happens after the 3 profile killers? What are the automation triggers we use to actually boost your pipeline with your profile viewers? So what we do is we first rewrite your headline using the Monday morning formula. You can just follow this step by step, right? Use all these templates, rewrite your own profile. The Monday morning formula is I help ICP achieve result without pain using mechanism. We just gone over this. So rewrite that. You identify the pain first. For a B2B consultant, it might be I can't get consistent clients. For an agency owner, it might be I'm maxed out and can't scale. How you can do this yourself and define this is do a deep dive in your ICP. Once again, I have a whole separate video on this. It's about 40 minutes long. We basically take a deep dive in your past clients you've helped and extract that data and then rewrite it and position it for new people that have had a similar situation. For a coach, it might be my content gets engagement but books no calls. The result is a result you have gotten in the past multiple times. So for example, I help them book 8 to 12 qualified calls per month. And we use this as a result because we have been able to hit that consistently for every single client we work with and then exceed that. So that's like the minimum bar we've always hit. The objection is without cold DMs or without running ads or without hiring a sales team or without posting 5 times a day. And then your unique mechanism, predictable revenue system, or 3S system, or AI funnel OS, or client flow framework. So you will get an ICP, for example, which is B2B consultant selling 10K offers. The result is book 8 to 12 qualified calls a month. The objection is without DMs or paid ads. And then we have a predictable revenue system. And if you tie all that together, you get a final headline that says, I help B2B consultants selling 10K a month offers book 8 to 12 qualified calls per month without cold DMs or paid ads using our predictable revenue system. Now you can take that, this super specific headline, which is 10 times better than marketing consultant helping businesses grow. And you can use that also in your about section. You can use it in your posts. You can use it in the featured section on those two images, right? That make it act like a landing page. You can reuse this everywhere. It will be the base of your positioning. So next step, build a featured section that acts like a landing page with the two parts. You have lead magnets, which is low commitment for the 97%. And then we have the booking link for the 3%, like so, for high commitment. The lead magnet, let's dive into that one first. So you need a compelling title, a curiosity visual, and a clear call to action. It's basically the same principle as we're doing here. So make it result-based, make it about them. So for example, Anneke Dusselier, we added the free GPT tool and she was giving away this two MP3s and also the script of 15 minutes of peaceful sleep for your children. So she's a coach for children that have had issues or issues growing up with their parents. And these MP3s are like 15 minutes of MP3s you can listen to and kind of meditate on. Now, this is the visual we gave away. We actually trained a GPT on all this information, so it's even more easy to use for everybody. And then the visual was a call to action text with bright fonts on a warm background, like her banner. And then the call to action is comment with a book or school to receive it for free, because you can also use it inside your content and your posts. So she got 400 opt-ins for the first two posts. The lead magnet needs to be valuable and immediately actionable within 30 minutes, so usable right away. Now the booking link, which is the high commitment part, it's a compelling title, curiosity visual, and clear call to action. And an example of this is book a free funnel audit, for example, and see where you are losing leads. And we do this as a way to show initial value, show that we understand what we are talking about. We can provide you value. And if we cannot find any leaks, we also cannot work with you. So we use as a visual professional headshot or screenshot of a calendar, and then we just add in book in your call or book in your funnel audit. I see a small shift happening right now where if you name it call, people are using that word book a call, book a call, book a call everywhere right now in the online space. If you name it a funnel audit, it is positioned as something differently, which is new, so you will increase your booking rate. You don't want to use any naked Calendly links, but you want to send them to a VSL landing page first. The VSL is a short 3 to 5 minute video that explains who you help, what problem you solve, how you solve it, and what they can expect on the call, which is basically the same as what you do here, but then you explain it in more depth, and step by step you explain how they can expect a service from you and how you can help them. You will then have a button to book a call, and you can pre-qualify leads there. So people who watch the whole video are more serious. We actually add a specific tracking mechanism on the videos we have on those landing pages, so we can see who viewed them and who didn't. And if they didn't view, we can always ring them up and qualify them before the call extra, because they are not yet that warm as someone that did view the video. And if you do that, this will also increase show-up rates because they know what to do if you add this VSL. All right, so optimize your about section with the PAS framework is next. So you explain the problem in one sentence, right? At the very top, your content is getting views, but your calendar is still empty. Then you twist the knife, go deep in the pain, right? You're showing up and you're posting, your offer is legit, but you're still chasing leads. Yeah, a couple other examples as well. Then the mechanism is how you do that, and ideally with objection handling, so without X, without Y. Then you build trust, so you show them that you have done this in the past, and then you add in a call to action, which is going to this or this call to action. So it's either download the lead magnet if you notice that a lot of people are not warmed up yet, or you push them through the calendar booking link. This is our entire, a bit short, a bit more condensed our about section. We have a bit more social proof in our actual one. Your content is getting views, but your revenue is still inconsistent. Let's fix that. You are posting, you're getting engagement, you even have leads checking your profile, but still chasing in the DMs, drowning in tools, don't know why you get attention into clients. And the problem is that you've built attention, but not the infrastructure behind it. This was all agitate. And then we explain our solution, which is our done for you AI revenue system, what we do, results we've gotten, and then average results, where we see their full investment back in the first month, some of our clients, what we've generated for them, our full wall of love, and then the ME system if you want to see what your version looks like. Now I'll show you how it would work in your business. As well in our featured section, we have this landing page and this one. One is a lead magnet, free funnel AI playbook, and one is the book a funnel audit call. Super simple, super clean, works very well. All right, so the backend machine, a bit more in detail in those two landing pages on your featured section, where your profile is just the front door. But if they click your lead magnet or your call link, you need to know what happens next, right? You need to build that infrastructure out. And most people, they send them to a Google form or a Calendly link with no context, but that is where you lose them because there's no context on the page. They don't really know what to expect. Whereas if you position it as a funnel audit, they know like, okay, this call is 30 minutes and he's going to do this and this and this. And I'm going to get this value and this value. And I'm going to spend 30 minutes on the call. So will probably be worth my time. So they can put it in context. So you have the lead magnet, point one, and then you have the booking link, high commitment. Let's do the lead magnet first. So entry place is your LinkedIn profile. Once again, you can also give this away in LinkedIn post, but I'll make a video on that in the future. The LinkedIn featured section, when clicked, it goes to a landing page. We have a simple result-focused headline, 3 to 5 bullets explaining what they will get, social proof if you want to, or you can keep it simple and just add a clear call to action button. On that landing page, you will have an opt-in form where you ask for name plus email or just email. Kind of have to test with what works best for you, opt-in rate wise. So this will increase opt-in rates by 30 to 40% compared to sending them straight to a form because it gives context, right? They have context about the headline, context about the social proof, and it shows them that this is worth their email address. You want to kind of also sell them on the resource on this page. When they fill in the opt-in form, they get redirected to a thank you page where you make an additional ask, which is the upsell, which is thanks for requesting the lead magnet. Check your emails in the next 2 minutes. But before you go, if you want to implement this faster, I'm offering a limited number of free funnel audits this month. And on the call, I'll show you exactly how to set this up in your business and how you are currently losing leads. This converts 5 to 10% of people who have just opted in. So it's an additional ask you can make on the second page after making an ask on the first page. So you can see that even though someone who is in the 97% and not yet ready to convert, they might choose this path, but they still have an option to be converted here on the thank you page. And then on the back end of that, if they don't fill in anything on the thank you page, we'll still have their email address so we can send them more value-based emails later. An example of a smaller nurture sequence with just 4 emails, we sometimes build them out with 30 emails or more. But this one is a good example where in email 1 you deliver the lead magnet and set expectations of what they can expect content-wise from you. Email 2 is share a quick win or case study, so prove yourself. Then 2 days later, on day 4, you address a common objection or mistake, so objection handle and kind of paradigm shift. And then day 7, you can make an offer to book a call or join a program, because by then they've received a couple emails from you. They've potentially also seen the lead magnet itself, read it through, and they maybe have seen more content of you on the feed, so they are a bit more warmed up. And the second step is directly to a booking link. So when clicked on the profile on the VSL landing page, you will have a 3 to 5 minute video player, and the page will have a clear headline, a 5 to 3 minute video explaining what the call is about, and then bullet points of what they will get on the call. The video basically does all the heavy lifting because they already know after watching the video what you do and what you have done for other people. Plus they've heard you kind of speak. So they have kind of familiarized with you. In the VSL, you want to explain who it is for and who is not for. And that's maybe even more important to disqualify people. What you will cover on the call and what they can expect to walk away with. And this will increase show-up rates massively. The qualification form is then pretty important to add as well. You don't want someone hopping on the call that is a hairdresser. if you only help online marketing people, for example, or agencies. You also don't want to have a roofer if you only help hairdressers. Same story. So in the form, you ask a couple questions. What's your biggest challenge? What's your current revenue, if that matters? What results are you looking for, and how soon do you want to implement this? Ideally, you want to qualify on bond. Budget, authority, need, and timeline. So do they have budget? Are they the decision maker? Do they have a specific need that they want to have solved? So do they have a pain? And do they want to solve it now? So this filters out unqualified leads and gives you context before the call so you can personalize your approach when you're on the call, right? You also want to get to know them. Then you have a calendar integration where they can just pick a time. And this is also a pretty simple confirmation email sequence, but email 1 could be confirming the booking and adding it to their calendar and sending them the invite. Email 2 can be a reminder and asking them to prepare one thing, maybe watch a video. And then 1 hour before the actual call, you have a final reminder plus a Zoom link, and it keeps your show up rate high, keeps them showing. So that's the full profile to pipeline framework. Now, what is the full machine? And a quick recap of what we've discussed so far. So for your headline, you want a Monday morning formula. And for your featured section, you want a lead magnet and the call link, so you can target essentially the whole 100% of people that might be interested. You'll target them in there. Your about section is the pass framework and approve framework. And then you have a backend, which will make sure that you have an automated pipeline filled. Now, basically, you have two options on building this out. You have a do-it-yourself or done for you. But if you do it yourself, you probably have tech struggles if you're not that techy and you don't have a team. And we need to build out a CRM, tracking, landing pages, email logics, the whole thing. Or you work with us for 7 days, and in 7 days we install the full system and then manage it for you for the next 3 months to really make sure we scale it up, and basically you can use it yourself after that, which is the predictable revenue system, where we build it entirely for you in 7 days, full tech stack setup, CRM, funnels, automations, and we will guarantee to double your qualified book calls within 30 days, or you get your next month for free. You can book your free funnel audit down in the description, where I'll walk through your entire strategy. I'll walk through your funnel, go through your LinkedIn, same as I've done with all these other people, and as well all these people on our result page. For example, Istanbul Slushed, where we've generated 100K in partnership deals and ticket sales. It's an event with 1,700 tickets processed. And actually, we flew out to them as a team and recorded this sick case study interview video with them in the penthouse. Melissa, Nico, Farhan, and multiple other people. We'll be updating this page soon as well. So I hope to talk with you soon. There you have it. The exact framework you need to build your own inbound call booking funnel and position your profile so you can start attracting leads and not pushing them away. We have covered how you can rewrite your headline using the Monday morning formula, how you can build a feature section with the lead magnet and the calendar booking page, and how you can optimize your about section with the pass framework and the proof solution framework. Plus, connected to a backend funnel that captures, nurtures, and converts leads automatically. Now, could you build this yourself? Absolutely. If you follow everything I just showed you, you could rebuild your profile in the next 7 days and already start seeing results. But here's the reality. Most of the people that actually walk through this whole setup process, they get stuck in tech, setup, and the nuances of making it all work. Or they just don't have the time to set this up while running their business. And that is exactly why we built the predictable revenue system, where we install the full profile to pipeline optimization system with the profile optimization, content. We'll build lead magnets for you, build landing pages for you, build email sequences, and the CRM in 7 days. And the guarantee will double your qualified sales calls in the next 30 days, or your next month is free. So if you want to see how this would work for your business, then just click the link in the description where you can book your own funnel audit, and I'll take a look at your setup and see if this is something that would fit for your business. And whether you work with us or not, you'll still walk away with a clear roadmap and next steps to take. The link is in the description, so I'll see you on the call.